Hey there, so here it is. Today I'm making my video. It's not a live as the usual video. I'm recording it because I'm trying like my new camera and my mic. I want to see how they are all working together. Okay, so I want to start by sharing something that I came across yesterday, and it goes like this. He sat down with the determination that unless the ultimate happens to me, I will not move. Either I will get up as an enlightened being or I will die in this posture. And in a moment he was there, because that is all it takes. And it goes on. All it takes is that it should become the only priority. Then it is just one moment. The sadhana, the effort, is just for this. Because people are so scattered all over the place, it takes such a long time just to gather them and make them into one organic whole. People are identified with so many things. So the first thing is to gather yourself. Only if this human being is fully gathered as one whole, we can do something with him. So this is from Sadhguru's blog. I will post a link in the video on YouTube and also on Facebook, so that you can get this. I just I just stumbled upon Sadhguru, and I'm really happy because reading this article and listening to some of his podcasts completely made sense. And it's probably because I am in this context and I am in this moment of my life, and I wanted to share something about this one thing, the one priority, and how when you really set your mind on something, then there is no chance in hell for it not to happen. I do not believe in struggle. I do not believe in hustling. I do not believe it has to be difficult, but I do believe that you have to make up your mind and do whatever you need to do so that this becomes your reality. So that being said, I want to share with you two moments that kind of structured and refined this moment in time for me. 2 days ago, I was meditating in my room. We are in the countryside, in our home at the countryside. And there was this moment I was sitting in my meditation posture, and then all of a sudden I felt this light, and it was the light from the moon, because the moon was entering my space. And then I saw the moon and I saw the stars, and I felt viscerally blessed for being in that moment, for the fact that I am able to perceive that moment and to realize that I am fully alive, and to celebrate that and to articulate that in my mind and in my soul and in my body, and it was absolutely beautiful. And I think that this moment became possible for me because two other moments happened prior to this. And actually the thing was that in this very moment, so 2 nights ago, I realized, I had this utter understanding that it is happening. Everything that I've been praying for, everything that I've been wanting and desiring for such a long time, for so many years, it is finally happening. And it is happening due to these two moments that I'm going to share with you. They kind of happened on not a very long time scale, so they were quite close one to the other, these two moments. So the first one was several months ago, when I was feeling depleted. I was back home, the person I was in love with was on another continent. Business-wise, things were not working out, so there were a lot of challenges that were coming to that were surfacing. And I have been working and doing things, and basically the struggle mentality. I had been doing that for a while, and at one moment I just felt that I'm depleted of any power and any force, and I literally sat on my knees and I was like, God, dude, universe, whomever, whatever you want to be called, I am now giving in. I am no longer able to carry this by myself. I am humble enough to realize that you are wiser, bigger, greater than me, and that you do know where I need to be and the path that I need to be walking on. So here it is. I am giving in. I am fully giving in. I am fully letting go of anything that I felt I wanted or was attached to, and now do your thing. The dance floor is yours. And it was a very profound moment for me, that moment. And I think I remember talking about this with somebody some years ago in Paris, and this person was telling me that from the moment when they took the hand off the gear, the imagine you are in a car, right? So then you are like, I am no longer in control. They started feeling that things were falling into place, and probably it sounds very magical and woohoo. I think the only logical thing in this is that you are still determined to put in the work, but you are no longer attached. And when you are no longer attached and you are just opening to all possibilities, then you are recognizing possibilities in a far easier, simpler, more joyous way. So this was my first moment, and after this moment I really felt really calm and clear, because I really felt that something is supporting me, and I do have this belief. This is one of my core beliefs, and I think it's a very useful belief for me, that I'm supported, and no matter what will happen, there will always be a way. I don't need to worry about anything. And the second moment was when I started feeling and I started observing in my context that things were starting to gain shape and were kind of going in a direction that I had prayed for, this direction that I had prayed for, and it was like the context and the vision was were starting to get more and more shapes, more and more defined. And the second moment came when I said, I'm ready, right? So I was like, I am ready. I am now fully ready to show up, to be visible, and to work on the things that I was called in this world to work on and to make tangible. And that was the moment when I said, basically, bring it on. So like, game on. And starting then, I feel that many of the things that I wanted kind of started coming towards me, and I started identifying a lot of opportunities, and I was blessed with meeting so many people. Like, for me, people are my number one my number one priority. I am wired for connection. I think that all of us are wired for connection, and I think that everything that happens in this world for me is happening through people, and through our connection with people. And when I'm saying people, I'm also talking about ourselves. So it's like, firstly, our inner connection with ourselves, and then the outer connection with other beings. Okay, so I kind of became the hero of my life in that moment, because I was like, okay, I'm ready, game on. And when you know, like, at work, no, when you go and you are telling your boss, I'm ready, like, give me more responsibilities, then they know that you are you feel that you are ready, and you feel that whatever responsibilities you will receive, you asked for that, so you will be accountable and you will take full ownership over what will happen under your responsibility. So I feel it was the same for me, right? It was like, game on. Yeah, and these two moments, I'm really grateful for them, because I think they shaped this very moment when I'm talking to you. And and I'm grateful. It's just that I'm really grateful. So this is how it goes. If you have something that you are really keen on, set your mind on making it happen and make it your number one priority. And while making your number one priority, and if you are anything like me, you probably have a to-do list and like a plan of getting from here to there and so on and so forth. Surely, if that makes you feel good, then make that plan, but don't be attached. Don't be attached to that plan, to the implementation and the success of that plan. So like, just have your priority very clearly defined, where it is that you want to get, and then open for the road, open for the path, because you never know how it is that you are going to go there. And that's, I think this is the discrepancy between the why and the how. I think that many people are like, okay, I know where I want to go. They don't maybe know why they want to get there, but they are like so obsessed with the how, and they feel powerless, because they are like, okay, I want to lose 50 pounds and I'm now 100 pounds, or I don't know, and like, how am I gonna do this? And if you ask yourself this how, and then you start like circling in your mind about the how, then you will it's so far easier to get disappointed and to stop going into action, because the how can get you so far, right? And the how usually, like when you are focusing on the how, you are usually focusing on the first failure too. You get what I'm saying? Because like the how takes you up, takes you from here to your first failure. And if when you are experiencing your first failure, if you don't know the why, then your first failure will decide whether you are going to continue or not to go in the direction of what you want to achieve, what you want to realize. So be super clear about your priority, know that you are supported, ask yourself why it is you want to get there, and just keep these three things in your heart. Don't focus on the how. The how will come. Just take a first step, and then another step, and another step, and another step. And I know you are gonna think, oh, maybe I'm gonna get lost or whatever. You are not getting lost. You get what I'm saying? Like when you are driving with somebody else, for example, and you have to go to the seaside, right? And you know that you are going to the seaside, and you are not driving the car, you are just in the passenger seat. So you are getting in the car, you know you are going to the seaside, you know you are going to the seaside to have a good fun and to meet your best friend that you have not seen for a while. And you don't really know how you are going to get there. So like the person that is driving, they know how to get there. But do you trust that you are going to get there, right? Because they know the road. It's absolutely the same, right? It's like know your why, know that the thing that you want to realize is your priority, and make it your priority like every single day. That's the thing, your priority. Know your why, be clear that you are going to get there because you are supported, and then detach. Like create in your space, in your physical and in your heart space, the possibility of it maybe not happening. And that's the way that you detach yourself from that. And you have to be okay with that, with the fact that it might also not happen, and you're still okay. Okay, cool. So I wanted to make a shorter video than the one that I made, but I hope it's helpful. And I want to know stuff from you. Like, please do comment. Don't just like is such a futile way of expressing something. Comment. Tell me stuff that I don't want to hear, or you think that I don't want to hear, or tell me whatever it crosses your mind. I love that, you know what I mean? Like, I love people who allow themselves to be raw and to be like, oh, this like watching your video brought to me this idea or whatever. Like a mad scientist that just goes full in live on. Okay. Cool. Have a happy Sunday. I hope it was helpful. I wish you all the juicy, delicious stuff that life has to offer, and I hope that you are really, really enjoying life and experimenting it to the fullest. Have a happy day. Bye.